So earlier today, we were talking about your name, and you said something that not everyone here can say about Google. What is it?
So I was just sharing that my name is so unique that if you Google it, there is nobody else. So I really cannot commit a crime and run away anywhere.
That's awesome. So, I mean, a transformation unlike I think we've ever seen at Domo in terms of speed, scale. It's just been awesome. I met Ankit last year at Domopalooza, and the reason I met him is because several other executives, independently came to me like, you gotta meet this guy, you gotta meet this guy, you gotta meet this guy. And you know, I did meet him, and before I heard, it might not all be true, but if half of it's true, it'd be amazing. Like, okay, well, sure, I would love to meet somebody with a lot of energy. And he gets in here and he's like, here's all the things that I'm gonna do if you do these things. And we're like, okay, we'll call your bluff. We'll do those things. And holy cow, I mean, what a ride the last 12 months. Give us a little glimpse into what you and your 10 clones have been doing the last 12 months.
No, I think it's been an amazing journey. I recall 2 years ago being in Salt Lake City, working with the Domo team on thinking the strategy, how we want to apply this, especially the type of use case we had. But within the last 2 years, we had 3 new integrations, acquisitions. So that really pushed us to do even what we wanted to do 2 years ago. And as part of my role to sort of really improve the data tech stack and be able to get out the most out of the data to help our 100,000 leaders and over 2,000 clients to make most sense of that information, make decisions, I think Domo has been really helpful.
I want to hear about some of the give some people some stats here and what you did. I know it's you and your broader team. You got alignment, you got executive support, you have a team that's working with you, but it's truly amazing how quickly you did and the scale that you did it. So give us a little insight into that.
Sure. So I think what we felt Domo is beyond a BI platform. Now, we had a lot of our legacy solutions from other areas of the business that we needed to move to Domo, but we felt Domo could extend that power of data because we could use the other capabilities, including what we can do with apps or workflows and alerts to make most of what the information we'll be able to use across the business. So we've been working on developing several applications, whether it is in relation to employee attribute management or master data management or anything.
What kind of reach do you have right now inside the org?
So we have approximately 25,000 leaders, users using Domo. We have over
in 12 months.
In 12 months, we have approximately 10,000 data sets that we apply. And our expectation is by the end of this year, we will be 75,000 users because we were in the design, build phase, and now we're in the run phase to really extend that power. That's
amazing. Yeah, so you went, you talked to me a little bit about the house. Give us that analogy, because it's pretty funny. When you deliver on that kind of success, and yet still, it tells you the kind of culture you have in your organization, still wanting more, still move faster. But I thought your analogy was fantastic.
I think what we saw in the Domo capability, now other leaders in the business are able to see. So they are able to now come to us and really share the problems that they're trying to solve that we can help. Now, a lot of the problems are in relation to how you use the data to make better decisions, but the data has been all over the place. So now we're getting our house in order to bring all of that data in one place across the organization, across all functions and business units, so that we can extend that information and the power of that data across the business.
And I think, what was it that you said? When people ask for more functionality and more apps, you're like, I just moved into the house. Like, let me move in and then I'll decorate it. But I thought that was a pretty good response. So 75,000 users. What are some of the use cases and some of the more interesting things that you've been able to unlock? Because you've been you've been really focusing on not just collecting the data, which you've done in a rapid form, but then making use of that data. Give us some ideas of some of those use cases.
Right. So last year we worked on one of the use cases where we have our employee engagement survey, and we have like 440,000 employees, which we call as game changers. Now, we needed to bring that data and be able to share that data with the managers and leaders to understand and take action. We were able to develop one app in Domo that allowed over 22,000 managers and leaders to see the results for their teams and be able to take action, which in the previous years meant maybe 22,000 emails and PDFs over 3 months to be sent across. But this
time, all manually processed.
They were all manually processed, and we could do it just through one app, and everybody loved it. And another use case where what you mentioned, reduced almost 500,000 emails from the survey responses that we were getting from our clients, which was sent to different business leaders in the organization. We stopped that and brought 6,000 leaders to one app to see those results and be able to drive that action on a real-time basis.
So how did you use AI to make that more efficient?
So we are using AI to really understand the sentiment analytics of those surveys, and more to do, because we were able to use the structured data in Domo last year, but this year we wanted to extend that from what we could do with that unstructured sentiment analytics, so that you don't understand just the information shared from how you are rated in those surveys, but also the fact of what the clients and employees are really trying to say.
And then what about, you talked a little bit about, now that you've standardized it, well, first share us a little bit about the sentiment of the executives and management as a whole and how they think about Domo and the leadership that you provided there.
I think the problem statement last year was, how do we really transition all of this? It has changed to how many more things we can do in Domo. So we have all the leaders support across the business really see why one application platform as powerful as Domo can really help you achieve the things that you wanted to do in data maturity and making the decisions that you couldn't in the past.
And then you were telling us that there's many instances where you're now, I think what you said is, you try to tell everybody in the organization, this isn't a BI, this isn't visualization. Think about it as the workflows and the applications, the AI applications you can build on top of that data platform. And I think there's been many times where you've been able to save save the organization decent amounts of money because of alternative spend that might have happened. Can you give us some insight into that?
Indeed. So what is helping us to not only bring the data in one place, but reduce the redundancies of several other applications that we had across the organization, including third-party, and really extending how we can use that in one place, connecting across. Like one use case we are recently working on is a really cool one, where our frontline game changers who support trust and safety side of the business wearing a wearable device, and their wellness pulse will be sent to Domo to be able to send alerts to their wellness coordinators to engage with them on a real-time basis when they have the need for that engagement. Like, this couldn't be done in a traditional BI platform, but we can do it in Domo because we have the power of the workflows, the alerts, and of course, the visualization, which is key to see the data.
And you said something about, you communicated about SharePoint and Excel. What was that? Something, I think you said, if anybody's doing anything.
Yes. So our message to the team is that if you are working on any data across any platform, SharePoints, Excels, or any third-party applications, bring it in Domo, because that will allow you to extend it significantly. You can connect that data with other data you cannot do in native traditional applications. So regardless of where you are, if you have that structured data and now unstructured data with AI, you'll be able to get the more value out of it and really leverage that to take the actions and decisions that you couldn't in the past.
Well, Ankit will be around, and wealth of knowledge for any customers that want to associate with him and pick his brain. I guess in parting, leave us with your vision for what happens next. You've moved so quickly. It's been so transformative. You've got the whole organization bought in, the executives bought in, asking you to do more. What's next?
I think we are still sort of halfway that journey, as I mentioned. By the end of the year, we'll be integrating the 4 legacy organization data, all of the legacy data into one application, Domo, and then really power 100,000 people across the organization, make the decisions that they couldn't do in the past with siloed approach. And with AI power, with Domo and Agent Catalyst, I think this will significantly help because this will allow people to see through the data that they couldn't in the past. So the effort to get to the decision will be much better compared to the past.
Awesome. Let's give it up for Ankit. Tia. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.